Yo, yo, how we guys doing? How are we doing, guys? Um, New streaming format. Yeah, I just start the stream now, and I will eventually post this on the Discord for you guys to join. Um, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm putting the AirPod in for my phone so I can hear the audio. Um, so yeah, you guys can just sit here awkwardly while I find the Discord link. Find the stream link to throw on my Discord. So I'll copy the link and then I'll ping everybody. But how we guys doing? I keep saying that. How we guys doing? It's gonna be the new thing. All right. Um, Pinging everyone. All right, we're live on YouTube. Rat Dev. All right, cool. So, a lot of cool updates for the Rat today. Can't wait to show you guys what I've been working on. There you go. Put it in the Discord and let people flood on in. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, definitely join. It is linked in the description as always. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Cool. All right. Now I guess we can just let the people, flood into the Discord server. Yeah, so today we're working on the Python console that we're going to interact with on the attacker computer. And yeah, so I know you guys are like, wait, Python? I thought you said we're not going to use Python because it's not native to Windows. Well, we don't have to worry about that because, like, we're on the attacker computer, right? The attacker computer can run Python, but our target computer can't. So we're fine. We're just going to use it to make the console so we can interact with certain things and stuff and all those other things and other stuffs. Yeah. So hopefully today's stream is going to be pretty eventful. I don't have water, and I don't know why I didn't get any water before the stream because I'm going to be talking a lot. Probably going to regret that, but it is what it is. We're already here, we're already doing it. Python isn't real, switch to Ruby. Missed a few episodes, so I have to go back to watch. Looking forward to it. All cool, all cool. I'll catch you guys up to speed. Let me close Discord. Let me open up a browser. There you go. So let me go onto my screen. There you go. Look at that. So on my GitHub, here is the Only Rat project. I will copy this and put it in the chat so that way you guys can check it out. I will pin it in the chat so that way you guys can go ahead and whatever. How long have you been coding? Since I was 12, I think, because it was early middle school, like 6th grade. So yeah, 12. Yeah, so you will notice that this documentation stuff will look completely different. And it should be, because it will be. Yeah, so that school thing I was talking about is asking me about... I can't read, hold on. Yeah, so that school thing I was talking about is me asking things about your life. It's supposed to be a biography. Gotcha. I am new to your channel, just now getting into cybersecurity. I've seen a few of your videos, very impressed. Appreciate it. Didn't make me feel old. Yeah, so when we look at the documentation, I did a full refledged thing on the documentation so that way you guys can understand what I'm doing, because I know I move quickly, I talk a lot, and it can get kind of easy to be lost and confused and the whole nine. So, first of all, Only Rat, incomplete. That means it is not done. A disclaimer, we are building this right on stream, so it's not done. Another disclaimer that it's not done. So I don't want to see any weird GitHub issues about you guys talking about, oh, the rat's not working. It's because it's not done. It's not supposed to work. I mean, it does work now, but we'll get there when we get there. So here's the overview. Basically, OnlyRat, right? The only remote access tool. I misspelled OnlyRat. You know what? We're gonna ignore it. It's the only rat you'll ever need. Basically, you know, command and control. That's the whole point of a rat, right? You can obviously read this by yourself, but it's pretty interesting if you guys want to understand what I'm doing a little bit more. These are the requirements, right? So for our attacker PC, we're going to need Python 3, which is what we're working on now. The ability of SSH and the Gmail account for our SMTP. Feel free to look into that as well. And then our target computer needs to be Windows 10 privileged user. We're going to work on non-privileged users later. Completely ignore all of this because this is all hypothetical. This is how I want it to work. But we don't know if it's actually going to work, right? So we can ignore that. Then you'll see a roadmap. That MD roadmap is basically where we are. So if you guys want to know where we are, look at the roadmap, right? That's kind of the goals, right? So right now we finished this stuff. We're going to do this next stream. Today we're going to do this, and then we'll pretty much be done by next stream when it comes to the actual rat and having remote access. After that, we're just going to add all the payloads, right? So we'll make remote console will be done by tomorrow or the next stream. But we'll do like a reconnaissance scan. You can do escalation. You can get Wi-Fi credentials, web credentials, even escalate to the Windows account, destroy Defender, disable the firewall, have a keylogger, get screenshots, look at the webcam, exfiltration, upload your own files, wormify it. We'll get there when we get there. Create custom desktop shortcuts. We'll have some adware in here. We'll have a kill switch in case we get compromised and like completely remove the rat off the system. Breaking the computer itself, and then even building payloads. Yeah, and then this is some other stuff that we're going to have to do in the future. But basically, this is the only important stuff. Once we finish this, the rat is done. The rest of this is just stuff that we can add, right? So that's good. That's good. Only rat, that's what I'm talking about. Only rat. It's the only rat you'll ever need. Can't wait to see this on my grandmother's computer, ethically and educationally, of course. Exactly. That's the whole entire purpose of this. It is for School of Thoughts. What's up, Ita? How we doing? How we doing? All right. So that's the documentation, all nicely beautified and updated and stuff. The rat does now work. Oh, let me finish showing you guys the documentation real quick. You can ignore resources. That's just for me to keep track of other things. You can ignore assets. It's just stuff that we're going to have like as assets, right? This is the beautiful picture of the only rat that I think Adam made. So these are the other two things you're actually going to have to pay attention to, right? This is the installers. Oh, so something really cool that I did is I put descriptions of all the malware so that way you guys can understand what's going on. So here's the installers file, right? There's going to be multiple ways you can install the only rat onto the computer. So you can install it through the SMTP file that I made here. We'll also have like a listener, so that way you can have a listener similar to like a reverse shell. We're also going to make rubber ducky payloads to install it, bash bunny payloads to install it, a bunch of different ways to install it, so that way you guys have any way that you want to install it onto the computer is how you'll have the ability to install it. And then I have instructions on how to set up the SMTP installer and all the other installers that we will have. The other section I have is the payload section. The payload section is basically all the malware that we have so far, and this will also contain all of our payloads that we will be able to use. Cool. So if you guys ever want to understand, like, hey, how does your stage 2.ps1 work? It looks cool, but I don't understand it. Oh, stage 2.cmd. This is supposed to be PS1. It says CMD, but we're just going to ignore it. I'm going to have to fix all this documentation anyway. But there, beautiful description on how it works, what it's doing, all that. Awesome. So documentation is beautiful. Obviously, it's not perfect, but you know, it's enough so that way you guys can actually start understanding what's going on. All right, that was a very long-winded introduction to the video. Let me try to catch up with the chat. How am I doing? I am doing really good. I have been really tired over the past few days, but I'm rocking, I'm kicking it. I'm, for the most part, pretty good. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Talk to me. Talk to me nicely. Yeah, you'll never see it coming. Doing great. Is Pretty Vision Company. What distro do you use? I use Parrot. He uses Nasty Parrot. What are you calling Parrot nasty? Does this look nasty to you, bro? Hold up. Look at this freaking custom install. That is sexy. But not even like Motzi went back. Motzi was using Kali for a little bit, but he went back to Parrot. So, Parrot gang, we making moves. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and start getting ready to build the actual thingy-majig. So we'll touch our main.py and then cd into our modules, and we'll have to touch, I don't know how well you guys can see my terminal. I'll make that a little bit bigger. Touch __ init __ .py. Cool. So now we have our module area set up for all of our payload stuff. What I'm going to do is go onto my GitHub. Parrot B #1. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to have this Codex project code open because I know that I'm going to need to copy a lot from it. Cool. So let's go ahead and add the shebang. User bin Python. Is that the right shebang? I always forget how the shebang works. User bin Python 3. All right. I think that's fine, honestly. Cool. So Python console for only rats. Awesome. And created by yours truly. Created by Cosmo. There you go. All right, so we're going to need to get the imports here so we can import OS. We're going to need to import sys. We're going to need to import, what is that specific import? Oh yeah, so from modules import all. Modules is our modules section right here. So all the modules we make in there is what we'll be able to import in here. All right, cool. So we can do if _ name equals _ main. That's right? I honestly forgot how to do. I have not coded in Python in a second, have I? Yeah, I haven't touched Python since the Codex project. Speaking of which, we need to work on that eventually. We need to run a main function that we don't have yet. So let's make that main function so we can now have it. There you go. Beautiful. So main code, right? And then runs main code. Awesome. So what else do we need? We need the parser and the CLI. So def parser. So parser, we'll just say gets arguments. All right, and then we can do our def what on earth pass. There you go. And then what's the other one? Command line interface. So def CLI and then pass. Oh, I forgot the little parentheses, right? That's why I need parentheses, yeah. All right, awesome. Look at that. We're starting to get places. This personal preference has more tools, and you can use it for more daily purposes. Facts. What's up, Mattson? Welcome back. It's tend to break parrot. I've never had any problems with parrot so far. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing that, but Ubuntu doesn't have the tools. I'll try parrot. Yes, try parrot. Uh, the rat name happened to be influenced by a certain adult entertainment website with paid individuals. Yeah, so I had you guys name it right during stream. I was like, "What do we want to name the rat?" And the general consensus was only rat. So that was 100% on you guys. But no, I promise you, there's no actual relation to OnlyFans at all. Like, there is no relation. Like, if you look at, there's no symbolism or anything that can even like hint at the fact that this is like related to OnlyFans. There's nothing to hint at that, so don't worry about that. Cool. So let's go on to this, and like the geniuses we are, we're just going to simply copy our old code. Should I make the help menu a text file or a... Oh, that might be kind of annoying, just have those extra files. I'll probably just... Oh yeah, so the parser, right? Where's our parser? Do we not have a parser in our main code? No, we don't need a parser in our main code, do we? So this is the main file. Oh, because we're only taking in one argument, right? For the main code. We need a parser for the other things though, right? Yeah, alright. We might not need a parser, so we're gonna leave that alone for now. So first thing we need to do is check if there are arguments. Look at me, I'm gonna just copy all my old code. Like, you don't really need to, you know, check for arguments. Perfect. What my old code does right here is basically checks to see if there's arguments, right? So we can actually do a cd out of here, and then python 3 main.py. Interesting. Oh yeah, oh I see what it's going to do. It's going to run our command line interface when we don't have one. Arguments exist equals true. So what we can do is just print arguments exist, right? So if we run this, right, it's going to say false because there's no arguments attached. But if, so yeah, it's going to say false because we don't have any arguments attached. But hey, let's add a IP address in here, 192.168.1.50. This is the network address of the virtual machine. And then it's going to say true because we did add it, you know, argument there. Awesome. So what we're going to do is get the... Okay, so this is like argv0, argv1, argv2, and then, so argv2, we're going to need to check to see if it is, yeah, so we're basically going to take in arguments, right? And we're basically going to say if arguments, so if arguments, right? So if arguments exist, we're going to do stuff, and if it doesn't exist, then we can print the help menu. So print help menu. If arguments don't exist, awesome. And then here is if arguments exist. Cool. Next project should be called Grandma Nuker version 0.2. I hope the MIT license. Grandma Nuker. I'm digging the name. Cool. What on earth am I doing? Oh, I see how that worked. Gotcha. So now we can say or we can delete this line. There you go. So we can run the command line interface. So run command line interface. Awesome. So that way you guys can actually pretend like you understand what I'm doing. And if I'm ever moving too fast or like doing anything, just let me know and I can slow down and explain. Awesome. So we need to make a help menu. So we can do variables, right? All the beautiful ones. Help menu. This is going to be equal to this big doc string. And in here, we're just going to go to our README. Copy this. Oh, we need to make the banner too, don't we? Yeah. So let's go. So that's the help menu. And then the banner. So banner is equal to this. Why does it always do that weird .get thing? I never understood that. Control V. There you go. So I do that by accident all the time. Is my camera frozen? Oh my gosh, yo. My camera be freezing now. I think I broke it. Like, I need to get a new camera. There you go. This has been like a struggle of a stream. I am sincerely sorry. Alright, anyways, back to the stream. Let's just pretend like nothing happened. But yeah, so if we do our command line interface, right, we can display the banner. So we can print banner. When I told you to thrust the mic. It was when we were on Discord, and I think we were like teasing Jordan or something, and then he said you guys would laugh at anything Matzi would say. So then he was like, yeah, Matzi could say E and you guys would laugh. So then Matzi said E, and then like nobody laughed, and then so as a joke I made like a really like loud, like annoying laugh just to like tease him, but saying like nobody would laugh. And then I slammed my desk, and then the mic and the camera just froze. That's the story in a nutshell. If I run this, awesome. So if I run this as well, awesome, cool. So it displays the only rat text. Awesome. So the banner's there. Now we can have the help menu. So we can say only rat you'll ever need. Awesome. All right, and then we can do, give ourselves some credit. Created by Cosmo. I do Blue Cosmo. Let's make it official. Blue Cosmo. All right, so now we can actually add all the information for the help menu. Let's go ahead and we'll have the arguments, right? So arguments, and we'll have the tag T and then a tag F. So tag T is for target, so we can say created by banana. You just like fork it and then just put that there. All right, so argument. So how did I do this? All right, so we have the target. You said cap. I created the project. Yeah, I know you did. You live streamed every session of you making it and everything. So the target, needs to be the IP address. And then they can use attack F to import a file. Will do. Thanks for the idea, for sure. configuration config file. Oh yeah, the equal signs need to be aligned to make it look prettier, right? So this option is basically add IP address. I understood everything that you wrote 100%. Add. Oh yeah, so run only rat on target IP address. That's not how you spell target. There you go. Target IP address. And then run only rat on a config file. On config file from installer. That's also not how you spell installer. Installer. There you go. All right. So that's it for the help menu. That's really it. We can have an example, but those are like the key important things for the help menu. And then we'll have the options menu as well. So options menu equals. Nope. There you go. So an example would be, Python 3 main.py. I technically want to have this install an alias at some point, but for right now, we're not going to worry about that. So Python 3 main.py, and then you can do attack T on an IP address, do 192.168.1.123, for example. All right, and then another example would be Python 3 main.py tac f, and then we'll just do blue cosmo.rat. There you go. So these are basically how we can run the rat at its base, at the basis. My computer science teacher is melting my brain, trying to get me to use turtle programming with JS. I remember the days of using like the turtle and stuff. That junk was annoying. All right, so we have a help menu down, right? So if they don't add arguments, we'll print the help menu, right? So if we look at this, so with no arguments, it prints out the help menu. Awesome. And then, let's tab those under one more just to make it look cleaner. So tab, there you go. So with no arguments, it shows the help menu. All right, and with an argument, let's just put A, it just displays the banner, and then it will print the options menu. Cool. So let's have that do its thing. I would love to finish the general console parts by like the end of today. That would be awesome. Options menu. All right, so what's next? Now that we have the options menu, we have to make the actual options menu. So I guess I can add this as part of the banner, so that way we don't have to add it everywhere. There you go. Awesome. So that's good. Then this is good. So our options menu. So I'll just say modules. Should I say payloads or modules? Which one sounds cool? Payloads. Payloads sounds cooler. Payloads. So obviously we need to connect to the attacker first. Oh yeah, so we're also going to need to be able to like read the configuration file. A lot of the stuff for setting this up now is so that way we know how to set up the configuration file for the rat to use. So with all these parsers and stuff, what we can do is I technically don't the variables go under the functions for cleanliness. Actually, this is function oriented. We're fine. No one cares. Alright, because we're using double quotes as the consensus, I want to keep my code clean now. So let's save ourselves the trouble and follow through with the double quote code. Awesome. So what's next? Payloads. Yeah, so we're going to have all the payload options and such. So you can do like 0, and then we'll just do remote console. Awesome. So obviously we're going to have all the things, right? If we look at a roadmap and look at all these modules that we have right here, these are all the stuff or all the things I want to do. By the end of today's stream, being able just to get the remote console set up is all we need. And once we finish that, we're essentially done, you know. I was literally trying to, every single person's code is going to be very confused when they can't drag blocks. Oh, that's right. I forgot your class was like that. Executables is greater than payloads. Nah, because some of these aren't always going to be executables. You know, some of these are going to be, you know, our abilities to do certain tasks. Awesome. So what's next? We have our only rat done. We have this done. Remote console. Cool. So for right now, that should work perfectly fine. What we're going to need to do is I actually don't think we're going to need a parser. I'm going to just leave that there. If we don't use it, then we don't use it. You know what I mean? But actually, no, because then, yeah, we're not going to need it. Yeah. If I need it, I want y'all to, like, yell at me. Bro, I love your content, man. Keep grinding and inspiring others. Appreciate that, yo. Appreciate that. I try. So what are we doing? Okay, so we need to read the config file. So read config file. All right, so we're gonna make a very proof of concept. We'll do a touch. We'll call this test.rat. That's not, you know, raising any suspicions or anything. Test.rat. All right. So how I want it to work is we need. All right. So we'll have the only rat. So the username by default is only rat. We need the IP address from the computer is the most important thing that we need. Is there anything else that we're going to need to take? Oh, the working directory, right? So we'll need IP address, working directory is also the thing we need. Anything else that we're going to need, because we need the rat to go back in and be able to remotely connect to that working directory. IP address, working directory. Is that it? All right, we're just going to stick with that, and if we need anything else, we'll put it in there. So def read config. We're just going to need the config file. All right, and in here, what we're going to do is red lines is equal to open the config file dot red lines, right? Read lines, is that what it is? And open in read mode. Wait, code consistency. There you go. Awesome. So now we read the lines of the file. Right. So if I have it return the red lines, what on earth? There you go. So let's just have it like print our reconfig, and then our config file will be config file. We can just do our test.rat. There you go. So let's go ahead and see if this works. Nope, that's not what I meant. Did that rewrite the file? I hope that did not. No, okay. I don't know why. So IP address. So index Index 0 is the IP address. Index 1 is the working directory. Gotcha. Cool. So that works. So instead of, how do I want to do this? Should we have it as like a dictionary? And then you can have the dictionary with certain like things, like the key will be the IP address. So you can do a .get IP address. Yeah, okay, that's good. So configuration will be equal to an empty dictionary. All right, and then get file contents. All right, and then what we're going to do is, I literally forgot how dictionaries work. How do you, it's like dot, isn't it like dot add, right? So configuration, hold up, we'll figure it out. Configuration dot add. I think that's right. I honestly forgot how dictionaries work. Freak, dude. Didn't I teach Python? Like, all right, let's go on Introduction to Python 3. Welcome back. And I'm straight off high school, currently going to college for cyber. But your content helps me a lot. Keep going. Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Glad that my content is able to help you out. Data dictionaries, module 5. There you go, module 5. So how do dictionaries work, right? How do you add? So you can do nums index. Okay, the key and then the value. Got you. So we do configuration, then we can do the key, which we'll call IP address, and then we'll set that equal to red lines, red lines, and then index 0. There you go. There you go. All right, and then we can do Control-Shift-D, and then we're going to set the working directory. So working directory to index 1. There you go. So if we return the configuration, that should be good. All right, I think that works, right? So if we were to run this configuration, where did I put that? Whoops. All right, that should be better. If I look at that, all right, that's better. So let's run this. So it gets all that information, right? So in our test rat, we can do 192.168.1.50. That's the working directory. I have no idea what the working directory is, so we'll just do C:users as a test just to see if that works. Gotta walk my dog, be right back. Oh, cool, oh, cool. Awesome. So if this is the configuration file that the installer sends back to us, and if we do this, awesome. So all we need to do is strip it, right? So we can do redlines.strip. Is that how you get rid of the new line characters at the end? There you go. There you go. Kirby client. Hi. How you doing? Awesome. So there you go. And then get target configurations. So that's done. Now we have a way to get all the information from our configuration file, modify as needed, anything like that. That's good. What else do we need to do? So print options menu, right? So we'll do a if, we'll do option is equal to input. So we're going to do, how do you get the username of OS detection? Are you seriously making a rat? Yes, I am seriously making a rat. What was I just doing? I swear, I always lose my track and focus super quickly. Yeah, I have the code pinned in the chat if you want to understand a little bit more about how the rat works. All right, cool. So that works. Oh, this is what I wanted to do. Yeah, so what we need to do is an OS detection function so we can understand what operating system the rat is being run on. Technically, this should be OS detection, but I would prefer if you guys just use Linux for this rat, but you guys want to use Windows as well, which is disgusting to me, but it's fine. There was something I need to do. OS detection. I had the OS detection function somewhere that I used. Python OS detection. os.name POSIX. I gotta go to sleep. Have a great night. Appreciate it. It's like 6 o'clock for me, but yeah, I will see y'all. Awesome. So import os.name POSIX, right? Yeah. So POSIX is like, you know, Linux, and then NU is Windows or something dumb like that. NT. So os.name, right? Awesome. So if os.name is equal to NT, we're on Windows, right? So Windows. Where's OS detection? So then we can return Windows. Just do return W. If os.name is equal to, I'm so used to doing single quotes, but I want to follow code consistency here, and we already started using double quotes, and according to like PEP 8 or something, you're supposed to use the same quotes throughout the entire thing. So that's what we're trying to do anyway. And then we'll return, why is this not working? Oh, we need that. So if it is Windows, we can return a W, and if it is Linux, then we can. All right, we'll just do this for now. We're definitely gonna change, like to do change. All right, clean this. There you go. When do you believe your rat will be ready for everyone to try? That has been the #1 question asked about this whole thing. And the answer is, I'll answer it by streams. Okay, I won't answer it by days, but every time I stream, I'll answer. So today I'm hoping to finish the console, right? So if you actually guys go on the documentation, there is a roadmap MD that shows you all the stuff that we need to do in checkboxes. The only thing you actually need to worry about is this stuff up here, right? The target build and the attacker build. Everything else is just extra features, right? So what we're doing right now is the attacker build. So we're building the console right now on Python 3. And then this is just a note for me so I can remember how to do certain things. But once we finish this, we'll be able to use our console to remotely connect to our Windows 10 machine right here that we successfully got remote access to. Awesome. What we need to do is once we finish our console today, hopefully, fingers crossed, then we could just have our Windows computer or our installer send us a configuration file. And the rat is, in quotes, done. Okay? But the only thing you'll do or be able to have is remote access. After that, we're going to be able to start building all the payloads. So we'll have the keylogger, we'll have the, just take screenshots of the keyboard, the webcam, exfiltrate files, all the things that we want to do are here, right? So in streams, probably like 1 or 2 more, and it will give you remote access so you can start using it. But the payloads will probably do, the keylog will be really quick because I already have a keylogger, but the base version will be done in like 1 or 2 more streams. But all the payload stuff that we're going to add on to it will vary. I hope that answers your question. If not, then I am sincerely apologizing. So that's Windows. This is other. Cool. So hopefully that's right. If not, then we'll just deal with it. Cool. So why did we need to do that exactly? Oh yeah, so we need to get the username. So get username. Isn't it like os.username or something? Python get username. Import get pass and then awesome. Cool. We're just definitely just going to throw that up here. All right, cut this out, and under all these big variables, we can have our more subset variables. So we can have our username be equal to get pass user, and then we can have our header be equal to a formatted string, and this formatted string will be the username at onlyrat. So this should basically say like, you guys will see how that header works in a second. You'll be like, oh, it's kind of like the little Linux header, right? Yeah, it's going to basically look kind of like this. Yeah. Cool. So using it only rat, and then what we can do is if we go to our input function, right, we can do our input formatted string, right, and then we can have our header awesome. So in here we can say select a number to select payload. There you go. So select a number to select a payload. I have a shell script formatting thing that I used to follow. Do I still follow it? I don't think so. And all right, awesome. To select a number to select a payload. Awesome. So in theory, right, if we clear our screen and we do a Python 3 main.py, it'll give us the help menu telling us, hey, add some arguments here, right? Now, if we add a random argument, right, it's going to be saying, hey, welcome to the onlyrat. Select a number to select our payload. And then you guys can see here that instead of our blue Cosmo at CSCS, it says blue Cosmo at onlyrat. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good night. I swear, every time I start streaming, everyone's just going to bed. I need to start streaming early, right? But yeah, then we can add, input. So we can select an option. There you go. Awesome. So what's next? What's next? Our command line interface, right? What we need to do is, before we can start doing any of this, because this is starting, we need to connect, right? Get username. We already got the username over there. what we need to do is connect. So def connect and connects rat to target. And what we need to get is the arguments. Okay. How are we going to get the arguments? So we know arguments exist, so we can run the command line interface. So if arguments exist, we can print. Okay, if arguments exist, what we actually need to do is back. Welcome back again. Awesome. So what we need to do now is be able to connect to the client. So let's do that. What we need to do is basically get the argument that they chose, right? Whatever argument they chose. So if sys.argv, what is that, argv1? Wait, argv0, argv1, argv2. Wait. Try sys.argv1. Oh, is this argv0 and that's argv? Which one's argv? Which argument is which argument? This is argv0. Got you. And this is argv1, I think. I'm gonna just take a wild guess and assume that's true. Well, we can just, do some testing. If sys.argv1, let's just print the sys.argvs. Argvs, we have them these. Print sys.argv 0, Control Shift D, argv1, Control Shift D, argv2, and we'll just try that. All right. Just comment this out so that we don't get any errors. And if we run this, this is 0, that's 1. That makes perfect sense. See, I knew that. I'm telling you, I knew that. Great. So now that we know how that works, argv0 is our main.py. So argv1 is this. So if sys.argv1 is equal to our tac t for our target, we're going to pass. And if sys.argv1 is, equal to our tac f, right? Isn't it tac f that we chose to use? Tac t and tac f, perfect. So if it's equal to a tac f, what we're going to do is worry about that later, right? So we can just say IPv4 is equal to sys.argv1 or argv2, right? Because that would be the argument after. Awesome. If it is equal to a tac f, what we need to do is say configuration is equal to configuration. Oh, read config. Read config of sys.argv1, right? So that will get, sys.argv2. Awesome. So, and then what we can do is do IPv4 is equal to configuration at .get, and then we're getting the IP address. Isn't that right? IP address. Awesome. So what we can do now is let's just print it. Well, we need to return. So return we'll just do the whole thing, right? So os.system, and then we can do our SSH. So SSH into only rat at our IP address, right? So this needs to be a format string. So at, we can do IPv4. And there you go. That should work. And then we can do a OS. Oh, we can have a randomly generated password if we want to. So users don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So IP address, and then, oh, let me think about this. Password, and then the working directory. So what we need to do is, oh shit. There's an Control Shift D. Right, so 1 and then 2. So this will be password. There you go. So now what we can worry about is, that should work, right? So that will just attempt to do that. So we can do os.system, and then we can throw in our okay. Technically, adding the IP address is not ideal because we need to set up the configuration file for the installation process, right? Which means that the only argument we're actually going to have is the configuration file, right? So that means we don't need any tech anythings, because you just run it on the configuration file and then the console does the rest of the work. Oh my gosh. So we need to basically just like delete all of this. Hey Cosmo, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? So the only argument we need is attach. We'll just do xxx.rat, and that is equal to configuration file to add to only rat. So then you can do an example of this. Awesome. So that means instead of worrying about this, we are just going to do this. And then instead of all of this, we'll shift that over. So configuration file is equal read.system.argv2, right? Because 0 is the file, and then, oh, so this would be system.argv1. That would be the name of the configuration file. It reads the configuration file, and it gives us the IP address, the password, and the working directory. Screaming, I totally forgot I had to get up at 5. That's in 5 hours. Good night, and go out with the rat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Cool. And then it'll SSH into only rat, and then it'll os.system. If we get the password, we can do get config info. So the IP address, we'll need the password, will be equal to configuration.get. Do I still have the thing open? How does the .get work? So .get method returns the key's value. So .get. All right, perfect, perfect. This is exactly what I needed. There was no sarcasm in that sentence. So we can get password. All right, and then we'll even do working directory be equal to configuration.get working directory. If I did this correctly, I'm going to freak out. All right, yeah, perfect. And then password, that's the same. Awesome. So then we can what am I doing? There you go. Remote remotely connect. So we can do our SSH, and then if we do our password, there you go. So in theory, that should work. So if, all right, there you go. So if option is equal to a string of 0, then we can connect. We don't actually need an argument, do we? Yeah, so we can connect. Yeah, and that's if they have arguments, right? So we shouldn't have to worry about it. So in theory, this should work, right? So if we do a Python 3 main.py, it's going to say, it's going to give us like the rat file that we can add to our code. So if we do this on our test.rat file, let's select option 0. Can we append a password? Isn't it like TACP or something? Cancel. So, one password not found. All right, let's figure this out. SSH append pass. SSH with password. Can we make an SSH key? We probably can. Are we going to? Probably not. I know it's not secure. I know it's not secure, but that's not the point. We're hackers. We don't need to be secure. We need to be effective. Don't quote me on that, please. SSH tech T my password. All right, perfect. So what we're going to do here is SSH tech P, and then we're going to append the password in here. That look about right. Doesn't need to be in quotes. All right. So what is the password? The password is only rat 123. This is the default password, just so you guys know, for the only rat. Awesome. So let's go ahead and cut that out because that should work. So in theory, if we do option 0, bad port, does it think it's a port? Oh, do we need to, you know, backslash this and then backslash that? There you go. Let's try this again. Let's try it for the third time. Bad port. It thinks it's a port. Is tag P, SSH tag P, is that for ports? I think it is. I think. All right. What I need to figure out is, let me. Awesome. Cool. What we need to do is find a way to attach that password. So the second, like the first line, right, is that password. And then we're SSH in here. Oh, didn't I do this in NomCon, right? I think I have it in my notes actually somewhere. If I open up Obsidian, I'll probably find it. Let me see if I can find it. No, I don't have it in my notes. Sorry, guys. I thought I had it in my notes. I don't have it in my notes. So we don't worry about get that username. My password. Oh, SSH pass. Is there any other way so that way you guys don't have to install anything? Because we do need to make an installer for this, like an install.sh file. SSH with password. Gosh dang, I just need... Dang, that's like... Dude, that's a lot of info, eh? I just need fast passwords. Or can we just throw it in? Like, is there a way in Python? And it's going to ask for the password. Yeah, it's going to ask you to install SSH pass. Gotcha. Can we SSH with Python? Connect using password. I don't want you guys to input a password. From Paramiko. How long did it take you to learn all of this stuff about ethical hacking, cyber? I've been doing this since I was 12. So, how long did it take me to learn? It doesn't take you long to learn as long as you commit to it. I just been doing it. Just been doing it for a long while. But you can learn quite a bit in a short period of time. Like, if you like learn like an hour a day, you know, and like you'll be good for like a couple months. It just depends on what you're trying to learn, right? I got into hacking through malware, so malware is kind of where my heart is, which is why I'm doing all this dumb stuff. But if you want to do it like, sorry, what do you study? I'm trying to study, I got into the Naval Academy, so I'm trying to study cybersecurity operations. Client.connect. Oh, so do I have to pip install this, or is this already installed? So import SSH client, and then you do client equals SSH client that connect the IP, the user, and then the password. Got you. We're going to steal this into our connect code, and we'll just do it like that. So let's move you over. So we're going to replace the client with target. Skip. Skip. Replace. Awesome. So, we don't need this because we're not using keys right now. SSH client, and then this would be the IPv4. The username would be only rat, and then the password will be password, right? So password. I feel like we could use a different variable name to avoid confusion. So we'll just use target p-word. There you go. Target p-word. There you go. And that should do it. Do we need to close that connection immediately? I think that's what we need, right? Can I take this and put it in our imports right here? Whoops. There you go. and then go over here. Awesome, 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 awesome. Let's go and try running this maybe. Let's comment this out. And this should work in theory. If it doesn't, I'm going to cry. No, I'm playing. Interesting. Not found in known hosts. Missing keys. Oh, is that what that other stuff was for? Is that stuff I have to leave there? Like, all right, Control H into target. There you go. So if we try this, no, 192.168. So if we SSH into our only rat user, only rat at 192.168.1.50, we have remote access. Yeah. So let's figure out how we can oh, do you have to pip install Paramiko? Is that what it is? Are we using Paramiko? Is that the thing? Or is it like pre-installed on Linux? Let's figure out a different way. I feel like it shouldn't be this complicated. Just to like remote, like SSH into this thing. Technically this does work. We just need to input the password. Can we use like is there a better way to do all this? Or we can have her install the SH install it for us, right? So if we make a Control N and say this as install.sh, right? So this is the file that you need to install the dependencies for your rat, and then we'll just have the SSH pass in there. So you can do Debian sudo apt get install SSH pass. There you go. Copy. So sudo apt get install SSH pass. I think that's really it that we need right now. Awesome. What's next? What's next? So once it installs SSH pass, I guess we need to install SSH pass now. Awesome. So if we didn't already have it installed, it's installed now. So let's run the proper syntax. So this is the proper syntax. And let's paste it under here and then just format it, right? So SSH pass tag P, and then your password, and then SSH into only rat at our IP address. There you go. So that should be it. So if we run this and then option 0, password cannot be defined. Why can you not be defined? Oh, that's why. It's target. Oh, well, now that we're not doing that other way, we can call it password again. Password, and then password. Whoops, password. There you go. And hopefully we don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna just delete it. Yeah, hopefully that works. So that connects the rat to the target. So if we do this, run it on our test.rat, if we use option 0, that's it. That's it. We have remote access. Just like that. What? Is that it? Exit. There you go. You guys saw that? So if we want to, right, clear. If we run it on our test configuration file. So the installer basically, once it installs, it's going to remotely send you this rat file, rat fork user. So what we need to do is, first of all, let's reformat some of this. All right, example, payload's perfect. So, created by us, and then it's going to ask, is there any, no? Okay. Then it's going to say, enter a number to select a payload. So we'll have payloads, and then our option 0. So we'll hit option 0, and there you go. Now we have remote access. Only thing is, I want to run a PowerShell immediately after. How do you do remote code execution through SSH? It's in my notes somewhere. Let me open up Obsidian. Here, you guys can look at my notes. Remote code execution. Oh, so you can just put it in single quotes, right? Awesome, perfect. So if we just go in single quotes and do PowerShell, so you guys get that beautiful Linux syntax, that should be it. So we can exit, clear. Good job. Hey, appreciate it. So let's go ahead and, okay, so now we have a PowerShell. So if we do list, there you go. You guys can see, we have remote access to this Windows machine right here. Just to show you guys, we actually do have remote access, right? This is the downloads folder right here. Let's go ahead and, oh, I'm on the virtual machine. I was so confused. Let's go CD out of this into the main user. So CD out, list, CD into red row. And then if we, list, there's the downloads, the CD into downloads. And then if we list, there's nothing, right? But we can echo hi into proof of concept.txt. So we just ran this, right? And, oh, whoops. Echo hi into proof of concept.txt. Oh, it's unstable. We can stabilize it, right? We can just do a proof of concept. If we don't append the command, there you go. But if I did this, right, echoes hi into a proof of concept.txt. If we go on the Windows machine, you'll see a proof of concept.txt right here. And, yeah, open it in Notepad. And it says hi. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that's sexy. We'll exit out of this. So for right now, I'm actually not going to have the PowerShell be appended, for the sake of ease. Is that Motzi? How we doing, Motzi? How we doing? Cool. So, yeah, that's really cool. All right. What is next? So yeah, now we have our ability to remotely connect, which means the only things we need in our configuration file is the IP address, the password, and the working directory. So we can figure out how we're going to do that. I guess because we're already working on the Python console, we can kind of just finish working on this stuff. So if we were to do this on like a file that doesn't exist, like proofofconcept.rat, if we try this, it's going to error, right? So we need to see if that file actually exists. So it's going to do input, right? On technically, instead of option, this is going to be our config file. Is config file the name of that function? Oh, it's just reconfig, right? So config file, and then we can do a. All right, so let's get some return values. So it returns the configuration when we read the config file. So what we're going to do actually is take this out. All right, and what we're going to do is put it in here. So it's going to print the options menu. Then we're going to get the configuration file, and we're going to paste all this in here. There you go. You're straight chilling. That's good. That's good. So configuration file gets this. So it's going to try this. All right, and if it can't read it, so we'll do an accept. What is the error we got here? File not found error. So accept file not found error. We can just print file does not exist. There you go. So there you go, and then it can do an exit maybe if we have like an exit function. Def equals exit, and then this just, how do you like terminate code? Can you just do like that break statement, right? But that's for loops. How do you just like, is there an exit statement that just like stops the code? Because it's going to say file does not exist. How do you like end the code? I'm literally there's probably like a really easy way. Python stop code. Oh, you can call an exit. System.port sys.exit. Oh, sys.exit. That's what you do. Okay. So sys.exit. There you go. And then terminates program. There you go. So when we do this exit function, it will stop the program from running. Otherwise, it will get that information. So when we connect, we need the IPv4, and then we need the password. So when we're doing this, we need the target, or we need the address, and then the password. So instead of this, we can do address, and there you go. It will remotely connect. Awesome. That is so cool. All right, so now if we run it, right, if we do on proof of concept.rat, it's going to say file does not exist. File does not exist. Exits. Gleam.io. I don't click on suspicious links. I'm sorry. That looks very suspicious. Oh, I guess what we can do is, actually no, that's fine. Bing chilling. That's cool. All right, so how far are we into the stream? Hour and 24 minutes. Got you. And we have a Python console that works now. Right, so we can see that when we run it, it says file does not exist. We can add actually a \n in front of that. So when we run this and we try to do, hey, let's get remote access. File does not exist. Exits. I keep forgetting. Exist. There you go. File does not exist. Cool. But hey, if we use it on our test.rat, which is a file that does exist, it's going to be say, hey, if we run it, option is not defined. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? config file equals this. Configuration is equal to this. Oh, option. Where's the user input? Oh, that's called config file now. Interesting. Let's replace this back to option. It's not as cool anymore. Option. There you go. There you go. That should work now. Let's go, part 5. I know. What did you miss? I'll show you. So I'll catch you guys up to speed. So we now have started building our Python console for the attacker computer so we can remotely connect to our target. So when we run this, it says, hey, welcome to OnlyRat. It's the only rat you'll ever need, created by yours truly. So there's one argument. You just add your configuration file that the installer will give to you, right? So when you run it on your target computer, it will give you a rat file. And we can basically run our main.py with that rat and get access. So let's go ahead and try. So if we just do python main.3, it'll give you that example. But if we do a python main.py and we append our test.rat file that we've been using, it's going to say, hey, you selected a file. Awesome. Select a number for our payload. So we have payload option 0, but we're going to have option 1, option 2, option 3 for all the other payloads that we'll have. But for right now, we only have our remote console. So let's hit option 0 to get that remote console. And boom, we have, remote access. If we activate PowerShell, then you have, a full remote PowerShell on the computer, right? If we CD into the downloads of the computer, and if we list, we're on our administrative user, right? So if we go out of here, and all right, random user. All right, there you go. Sorry. If we list, we can see, hey, first of all, our OnlyRat user is hidden off of the computer because our installer does that for us. Super cool. But if we go into the main user, which is a red row, and list, we can actually go into like their downloads and see that there's a proof of concept.txt here. Oh, he's doing the giveaway. Got you. Cool. So, if we echo, like, let's say nerd to nerd.txt, right? This is our attacker computer. If we go onto our target computer, we can see there's a nerd.txt that we just made with the word nerd in it. So yeah, remote access at its finest. Super cool, super sexy. Cool. So now what we need this to do. Wait, I think we'll finish the basis of the rat by today if we can get the what's it called? Configuration file. All right, we're at the hour 28 mark. If we can get that working in 30 minutes, we're basically done. And I say done with quotes. It is not done, but it is basically done. Cool. So we can remotely connect now. Awesome. That's all we needed. I don't think we're going to need OS detection. I'm going to just leave this in here because we might, but we probably won't. Awesome. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually get the like the actual code things, whatever. So our installers, right? You just put in your email here, password here. Yeah, I changed up the code. I obfuscated all of it and everything. The comments are still here, but I'm going to remove the comments eventually. Yeah. So what we need to do is move this SMTP into, we don't need to install the SH right now. Test.rat, we can keep, where's the payloads folder? There it is. So our stage 2 can probably do this because this is creating everything, right? So environment temp, Yeah, so this making, okay, I obfuscated the code, so it's a lot harder to read, but I understand it enough. So with this is the name of, yeah, so this is the random text function right here, right? Yeah, cool. So it'll make random text, save it to our working directory. So this variable is our working directory. Um, so I'm gonna just do can we do an echo? Can we write to a file or something? So we need this variable because this is the path, right? The environment temp path. Yeah, so this is the path. So this is the third line of our file. So I'm gonna just do it right here, right? That's the third line. The first line is the IP address. So that kind of comes from our SMTP installer, right? When we do our body, this thing right here. So that is the IP address. So that's the top section. And then what's the center section? The center section is the password. Right now, the default password is only rat123, but we need it to be a randomly generated password. So we can do all right, what we're going to do is Control Shift. We can actually Control D. Nope. All right, exit. Exit. Cool. So in a new tab, we'll go into our malware area, and we'll go into our PowerShell, and we'll vim our random text generator. We're going to have this count section. Instead of 5, we'll do 10. Escape, Shift C Z. How do you, all right. Don't let me be lost in Vim. Whoa. Oh, is it because my caps lock's on? Oh, yeah, I forgot that messes with it. Cool. So if we just do a pwsh random.ps1, there you go. So we'll have that random generated text. So our password, right? So $, so $this will be equal to the only rat password. Now the only rat password is actually, so we need to do $that, yeah. Awesome. So this needs to be equal to the random function. So we can copy this, and the same way how it does it here, we're going to do it right here. And there you go. That's the random password. So this, I should have waited to obfuscate this, but you know, we're already here. Perfect. So these are the 3 things we need to add to a file. So $, let's get some more random text. There you go. So $this will be equal to the IP address. Awesome. So all this we need to add to a file in that order. How do we add to a file? Let's get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, even get rid of this. All right, so PowerShell write to file. Let's see. Oh, I'm loving this hacker type beat. How do you add like multiple lines? This will be written to the text of a file. Not Da Vinci. I like that username. It's kind of cool. Can you add multiple lines? So PowerShell add multiple lines to text file. Perfect. Come on, Stack Overflow. Come in clutch. writing new lines to a text file. Add content dot path log path at. That looks weirdly complicated. I don't need that. Tag value. So add content. So add content with a value of nothing by original get. Let's try and use. I am so confused. Can someone just make it like one line? That looks weird. Error message. It's possible to assign new lines and carry to return to two variables to text inside PowerShell scripts. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on our Windows computer. Oh yeah, Windows Virtual Machine. I love that. Oh wait, hold up. The credentials might still be in there. So, all right, I'm gonna show my face really quick. Make sure credentials aren't sitting here, which they are. They are right there. Let me go ahead and I can actually delete this file. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You guys can look back at what I'm doing. So we're going to save this file as test.ps1, and we'll just do it in our downloads because it's easy, it's nice, it's simple, right? So what we're going to do is basically try to write multiple lines to a file. So we'll do $IP, which is equal to we can actually close this. Write control, right? We need to actually go to our Linux version. You know what? We're just going to copy like all of this. I think that is just like the answer to all of our problems. There you go. So with these two variables that aren't actually defined in our, you know, Linux computer, this and this. So this is the password, right? Let's actually go ahead and make this somewhat accurate. So we can copy this, throw this into here. This is the random text generator, just so you guys know. And then what we need to do is get those other two variable names. So we can do, all right. So with this stuff, right? Where did we create this? So, there you go. So let's shift tab these over. And then this QS variable, we need to, oh my gosh, write control, there you go. So what's this last one for? This is the path, okay. So we're going to copy these as well and throw all of this in here. We'll just make it one big birthday party. Cool. So how can we write these variables to a file? First things first, can we just try the way you do it in batch, right? Can you do an echo? Okay, what is this echo? In order, right? So we need to echo this. Then we need to echo, whoops. And then we need to, the random password, right? With that $sign, so we know it's a variable. And then lastly, we need to echo the path, right? So echo that path, this path right here. So we can copy this, paste this, and then we can save this as our $environment username .rat. And if we do this, there you go. So if we are to run this file, in theory, it should work, right? Let me open PowerShell. cd into downloads, right? If we do a /test.ps1, missing closing brace. I don't know. I don't think there's any on this thing. All right. You plan? Can we just? How do you write to files? What was the original way that it was showing us on how we can write to files? Because this is going to be annoying. Line 11. Right. So getting that IP address, this, that. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to worry about that. What we are going to worry about is the actual way on how to get the or how to write to files. So add content. All right. So add content. So we need to make a file. So we can do like echo to $environment. Let's just literally copy this. Whoa, slow it down, slow it down. So we are echoing, outputting to our username.rat. And then we just need to add all this. So add content, is that what it is? And then to our can we call this like $config file? Config file equal to this. So we can just do $config file. Yeah, I know Windows is going to be like, don't use echo, use write outputs. All right, Windows, we'll follow you. Write output, like that, and then we can add content to our $config file, right? How do you? I don't know what I'm doing. Yo, relax. All right. So tag path is that file, and then value. So if we do a tag path and then config file and tag value, so tag value. All right, this, and then if we just Control Shift D, whoops, Control Shift D. All right, you know what? Y'all are annoying. Not you guys, the code. So I'm assuming this just appends, right? Or is there like a new line alias? So if we run this, invalid arguments, no name value. Oh, of course. We love my good spelling. We love it. There you go. Attempt to, I think. Oh, did that actually work? It looked like it ran successfully. Now we have a redroad.rat. Okay, so it did some weird, oh, it's because we, did this. Can we delete that? Yes, move to recycling bin. All right, let's try this again. All right, hopefully that should all be, let's go. So it got the IP address on one line, our working directory on the last line, and then the user password in the middle line. Awesome. So all we needed to do is email this to us. So let's see if we can get that working. We can have our all right, so $ email is equal to get content email.txt. All right, and then $ p-word is equal to get content password pass.txt. There you go. So these are the credentials that we'll be using, right? So I'll actually have to create a email and password. So Control-Shift email.txt, and then Control-N, Control-Save, pass.txt. Awesome. So, and then we actually don't really need to worry about this. So we can delete our red row user or our file. I'm going to write to these files real quick, so I'm gonna have to go off of my face. Sorry guys, I don't want you guys signing into my testing Gmail. All right, and then the password. There you go. You guys can see the screen again. So it gets the content of both that email.txt, that password.txt, and then all we needed to do now is send that email. So in our SMTP installer, we have it like this. We'll probably have you guys just echo it out to files. So let's copy this piece of junk, and actually wait, before we do, let's copy this whole piece of junk, the whole 9. All right, and then we will paste it in here. So our attachment will actually be the configuration file. So $config file. Yeah, look at that. All right, so let's take out that attachment and attack body. So we actually don't need a body anymore, because instead we have our attachment. All right, so in theory, that should send an email to this Gmail I have right here. So let's hope this works. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So run this required string, send mail message. The string is not in the form for an email address. How did we do this? Oh, it's still using all the command line batch stuff. So from email to email, and then our subject, which is the environment username. We can literally make the subject actually $config file, and then the attachment is also the config file, and then argument list. This needs to be the email, I think, and then this needs to be the password. So pass, what's oh, p-word, that's the variable I used, p-word. All right, now we can try this. Okay, it ran, and if we go over here, redrow.rat, look at this. Download it. Download it right now. I want to see this work in its full glory. Let's go, and if we move right? And list, we can rm tech rf that rat5jpg, because if we cat out our red row that rat, oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know. Wait a second. Is that right? Is that right? The red row that rat? Yeah, it wrote to it twice. Oh, it's because we already had the file in there. Yeah. So look, if we delete this, loot the trash. All right, let's try this again. If we go over here, right, all we need to do is actually delete the rat this time, the configuration file. So this works, which is awesome. Let's run it. So if we run this, it sends it to our email, right? So if we go over here, we got a new email from the rat, and we can download this rat, and let's go on my terminal. We'll move that rat into here, so that way if we go onto our VS Code, there you go. We have the IP address, the password for the user, and the working directory. Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing achievement. So now we have that. So the only thing we need to do now is, first of all, our installer no longer needs this. Instead, it just needs to, once it goes into the startup. So yeah, once it CDs into the startup, we just need to echo %, Control C, Control V, whoops. All right, so let's put this in here. So all we need to do now is have the installer actually set everything up. So it's going to do this to a all right, random variable name. Oh no, we actually need to call it email.txt, so that way it can be sent to the other files. So echo this, and then echo %, and then pass.txt. Actually, what we can do instead of having to be email txt is we can just replace those names. So yeah, let's go into our visual, and then instead of looking for a email.txt, it's going to be looking for that obfuscated file. All right, and then we'll just repeat the same process for the other one. So we can run this, get some random string characters, copy, and then our installer can do a this.txt and copy this over to our Windows computer right here. Awesome. So we need to change email and password and config file. Awesome. So let's get some new random variable names. Let's go ahead and clear. So we'll get this one. This one will be for our email variable name. This is literally just obfuscation. So Control H, and all right, we need to, whoa, slow down. So Control H on the $email and replace $email with this. So make sure, cool. Then we need to get a new password variable. So we'll do this, copy, and then over here, Control H on that password variable, and we'll replace it with $this, and perfect. Last thing we need to replace is this configuration file. So let's go over here. All right, cool. So this will be our configuration file. And all we need to do is go onto our Windows computer and find all the times we use our $ configuration file and replace it with this variable name so we can have that obfuscation. I'm gonna do it manually just so that way I'm making sure I'm not overwriting anything that's important. And there you go. So now that should be 7 times harder to read. Cool. We should probably send this to like John Hammond when we finish it and see if he'll like do some reverse engineering on it, figure out how it works. But yeah, so that sends us the email. So that means we're good with this. So I mean, so let's Control A on this, copy it, and find a way to maneuver it into our actual code. So sage2.ps1. We can replace this. Let's replace. All right. How are we going to do this? When do we go into the working directory? Right here. All right. So the SMTP installer. All right, so the installer will create the credentials. Once we go into the startup directory. So when we're in the startup directory, we'll create the credential files. So when we're here, we're already in our startup directory. So before we go into our temporary directory, we need to do everything while we're in the startup directory. Cool. So let's paste all of that in here. Technically, that should just work off the bat. I need to find things that like repeat. Yeah, so like this, we can get rid of this. Is this somewhere already in here? It is. So we can get rid of this. This already exists right here, so we can get rid of that. So the only thing that doesn't exist is this. And we can add this to our set of variables up here. We already have this function in our code already. Yeah, so there you go. Oh, this is like hurting my brain to read. Cool. So this writes config file. And then this is the SMTP process. I'm adding comments for now just to make it easier to read, but obviously I'm gonna have to remove them at some point, but that point is not right now. Go to temp, make working directory. So we don't actually need to echo this anymore because we're no longer doing that testing. Cool. So that should be it. So we get the location. All right, so this is the name of our rat, right? And then it says get content, right, of our email file, get content of the password file. That's in our start directory, and then we get the IP address. We write up our config file, send the message. All right, what we need to do after that is a remove item of our $, config file. So we'll just copy this. We'll just copy this. So remove that. So delete config file. Awesome. This is kind of like hurting my brain to look at. But that should be it, right? The SMTP installer, you just put your email and password in there, and it should work. All right, so let's test it. Let's go ahead and, oh wait, let's actually get rid of, oh yeah, so the only thing we need to change is our, right, so this is the password. Oh, okay, so it is adding that password to the rat. Interesting. All right, cool. Perfect. So test. All right, yeah, because this is the proof of concept version we made. So that should hopefully work. Let's go ahead and get updates. We'll just do SMTP. This is a bash alias for the record, so if you try get update, it probably won't do anything. It's just for me to optimize the workflow. Cool. I need a copy and paste. All right, so let's go ahead, and if we go on the, only rat, you can see that it says SMTP, so it got our newest thing. Let's go on our installers and then the SMTP installer. So this is the installer that we'll be using on our Windows computer. So let's go on our Windows computer, and I am going to close this, minimize this, and then delete all of this. Yep. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file in our downloads folder. So Control N, Control V, Control S, and we'll call this SMTP installer .cmd. Only Ray I would pay for that. All right, .cmd. Oh wait, is it a .cmd file? It is a .cmd file. All right, so now that it's all beautifully obfuscated, you can't read anything. All you guys need to do is put your email in here and your password in here. All right, I'm going to not show my email and password, but feel free to try that. Red, and then, all right, and then at the bottom of the payload, I'm just going to comment this out so that way. Cool. So at the bottom of the payload, you can comment this out if you want to, so that way it doesn't delete off of your computer. There you go, where you're going to close that. All right, so if I run this SMTP installer, in theory, it should work. We'll step back. All we have to do is hit that confirm, and then it should work. I will explain what I'm building right now in 32 seconds. It shouldn't take 32 seconds, I'm kidding, but all right, so I forgot to make sure these self-delete, so we'll add that into the PowerShell in a second. But we have remote access. So yeah, we'll have this self-delete real quick in our PowerShell code. So we need to do some remove items. So after the email process, we can just do a quick cleanup. So we'll do cleanup. Right, so we delete our configuration file, we delete our email file and our password file. So what's our email file? So delete this file right here. Well, actually, well, all right, yeah, so yeah, we need to delete these files directly because this is the content of those files. So remove this .txt file and remove this .txt file. All right, there you go. So yeah, what's going on? What am I doing? So we already finished the installation process for remote access. So now, oh, actually, right? So now that it finished the installation process, it didn't send the email. Interesting. Why did it not send the email? It should have sent us the email. So as in, from the email file to the email file, subject of that file argument is our email, and then the password is that as plain text force. That should work. All right, that did not send to us. All right, maybe we'll try it again. All right, hopefully we can get this working. But yeah, right now we have remote access on Windows computers. Right now, all we're trying to do is send the configuration file back to us, so that way we can run it on our home computer. So let's make sure we can do that. So we can delete this file, move to trash. Cool. And we'll just try it again. I think that if we go over here, Windows 10 computer. All right, let's try this again. Kind of just sit back and wait, let it do its thing. Actually, I can. Well, actually, we'll let the VBS bypass go through. So these didn't self-delete. Actually, let me go on my face real quick. I'll check the contents of the file. Oh, so it saves it in quotes. Yeah. Is that what it's doing? Yeah, it saves the email and password in quotes. I don't know if it's supposed to do that, but it's what it's doing. Does it still send us the email? No, it doesn't. That's so interesting, because it was working as a file beforehand. So that's the name of our file, right? We're adding those to the rat file. All right, so this is our username file. When we're looking at our SMTP installer, it's going to echo those. Yeah, I think it needs to. All right, what we're going to do is have it like this. You guys will need to go in here and then echo. So example at gmail.com, and put in your password here, into these files. There you go. So the X is the username file, correct? Yes. Cool. So this is where you put your username in. I have not implemented the worm framework. No, I have not. I need to make sure it can send us back the configuration file successfully. And then the rat technically is finished. It just won't have any modules and stuff. But it will technically be finished. So let's see if we can get this done. I mean, you know what? It's only 2 hours 8 minutes. If we can finish at the 2 hour 30 mark, that would be extremely awesome. So let's go ahead and delete this. Let's make a new commit. We'll call this. All right, we have a new set of attempts. So attempt 1. Let's do this. Attempt 1. We pushed all that stuff to the GitHub. What we can do is go over here, refresh. There you go. So that's new code. We're going to copy this and go to our Windows virtual machine. All right, I have to go on my face so I can edit the SMTP installer. And so that way I don't show my credentials on stream. You know, that would be kind of embarrassing. I mean, I would typically not have a problem with it, but because my entire fan base is like a bunch of hackers, you guys are just going to try to sign into the Gmail and stuff while I'm trying to use it for testing. So, cool. All right. And then I'm gonna comment out the last line so that way it doesn't self-delete. All right, cool. I can go back on my face now. I mean, on the screen. So let's run this. All right, and now it's just doing its thing. We can let it do its thing. Okay, so I saw it self-deleted those credential files. Now it's just writing the registry real quick. So we'll let it write the registry. All right, cool. So if I go on Firefox, it didn't send the email. No. What's going on with this email? All right, so what we're going to do is, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some testing, all right? In here, oh, wow, I just showed my credentials on stream. All right, well, feel free to have fun at it. You know what? I'm going to just put trust in you guys, all right? I'm going to trust that you guys don't sign into the fucking Gmail. So what we need to do is Control A, Control O, and then we need to open up our startup directory. Yeah. So we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. We're even going to delete this. Oops. What we're going to do is in our startup directory, we're going to open code in here, right? How do we want to do that? Yeah, okay, so let's go back. I really want to finish this by today. That would be so cool if we finish, because this second part right here is supposed to be next stream, you know what I mean? But if we can finish that today, then we're solid. We're gold. Copy address. So let's go into PowerShell, CD into this address. Perfect. So we can open code in this directory. All right, get rid of this, go full screen on this, delete these files. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's make a new file here. And what we're going to do is basically get this as our email file. So email .txt, and then Control N, Control Save, pass.txt. All right, and now what we need to do is go on here, and we need to get our payloads, and then our stage2.ps1, and then look at the raw code and copy all that and throw it into this Windows computer. So Control New, Control V, Control Save, stage2.ps1. Awesome. So real quick, I'm gonna add my credentials. So awesome. So now I'm going to show you guys my screen in like 2 seconds. Back to the screen. Awesome. Have you started the Only Rat OnlyFans? I have not. I should definitely do that for that exclusive malware content. All right, so this PowerShell needs to be administrative, so we're going to close this one and open a new one, run as administrator. Yes. So CD into, oh, whoops. All right, there you go. Attempt 2. Let's go to startup. what we're going to do is copy the address CD into that address. All right, and what we can do is dots as an administrator set tag execution policy bypass. All right, and then yes. All right, we're all set up, so we can do a /stage2. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's not even reading the right files. Control C. All right, it's still going to do its thing anyway. Yeah, let's make sure it is reading those right files. So stage 2 file, when it comes to this, so first of all, we don't want it to remove those items. So this is going to be our email. This is going to be our pass, and that should be it. So where's it going wrong? So if we stage2.ps1, what do you mean it's not recognized as a stage2.ps1? It's right there. Oh, we're in the wrong directory. All right. Cool. Parameter cannot be found that matches the parameter name of new local admin. All right, so that part worked. So did that send the email? So that worked. So when I changed the file names, it worked. Okay, weird. Anyways, let me think. So when we changed those names, it worked perfectly fine. I think it's the process of it writing the files, isn't it? If we go on here, right, and we have you guys write this out. Right, so if I copied this example email in our PowerShell, right, if I do Control V, and if I were to look at our startup and look at this file, it would say it without quotes. Yeah. Okay, so now that should work, right? Right, guys? What we can do is remove the files at the end. Just do the Control/. Right, when we have the program self-delete, is when we can delete all those files. So then it'll set the location here and delete those files. Awesome. Maybe that's what we needed. So instead of the email.txt and the password.txt, we need to replace it back to the original names. So where are those original names? So this is the email.txt. So we can go here and paste that in here. And then our password.txt is this file that we need to paste right here. All right. And in theory, that should work. So I can copy all this and go into VS Code over here. Oh, that's the wrong file. There you go. All right, so hopefully that works. What we can do is go on our Windows computer, delete this, close this, delete this. All right, so what we can do now is let's go on to our terminal. There you go. And we're going to make this attempt number 2. There you go. Sweet. So we have, oh, we need to get the installer, right? So we can delete this. How do we do this? Take your time. So let's go on the only rat. Let's go on the installers, our SMTP installer, the raw data, and copy this. And we'll go onto our Windows 10 machine, and we can just go into our downloads folder, I guess. CD into C:/users red row, and then downloads, right? And then we can just echo emptiness to, or we can actually code a installer.cmd. So in our installer.cmd, we can paste this. And then all we would have to do is put our email and password in here. So let me go ahead and do that. Trying to be a little bit more careful this time. Red. Yes. And then cool. So let's save this file. I'm going to delete that, delete this. What's this? All right, so if I show you guys my screen, let's try running this installer. All right, I'm really hoping this works. Alt-Y. All right, it's doing its thing. Oh, it created the red row file. Is it going to email it to us? All right, and hoping. No, why is it not emailing it to us? Oh my gosh, this is like detrimentally annoying. The good news is it can send it to us. Didn't we get it working earlier? Is Windows Defender on? It is, but it's bypassing AV detection. So Defender isn't a problem. All right, let's delete some of these files that we have here. All right. Are you in a school or with a company? Oh, am I in school or with a company? Both. The company Cosmodium Cybersecurity, and school. I'm finishing up high school now. People are really surprised that I'm in high school. Yeah, I turned 18 in December. I just been doing this for a while, I guess. All right, so what's wrong? It has to be something wrong with the install.ps1 process, right? What we can try doing is I hate how the code is now obfuscated. Damn it, bypass baby. Oh man. Let me not remove these items. Yeah, because this is the self-deletion process, right? How old am I? I turned 18 in December. I turned 18 in December. So I'm 18. I'm 18. I am 18, yes. All right. So we have remote access. Like, and we have a full not a full console, but we have like a working console. If I control shift, like, oh, and then control shift X, like if we do a Python 3 on our main.py, you know, like we have the console here. We just don't have like the configuration file. So all we need is our Windows computer to send us the configuration file. Can we get this to work by the end of the stream? That would be awesome. Okay, we're like approaching that 2 hour 25 mark. And let me think. Oh, God, my AirPod. Oh my gosh. Now my audio is not working. Dang. Okay, we're back online. Super sorry, guys. You are a kid. No, I'm a legal adult. At least in the States. Do you have cybersecurity certs? I have programming certs, but no security certs yet. I just turned 18, so now I'm able to get them. I'm trying to get my CEH. I've been studying for that. Where's my book? Yeah, I've been... There you go. I know my camera's inverted, but certified ethical hacker. I have like a little bookmark and notes and stuff in here. So I've been studying for that. So I'm hoping to take that soon. But yeah. Ja. I'm gonna pretend like I understand. Okay, so first things first, we're not gonna have it delete these files because we need to analyze them. What we can do is what is this? Is that the... Okay, so that's our rat file. Our rat file cannot be deleted either. You're a beast. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I'll kind of explain this part. So yeah, I've been coding since I was about 12, or I guess my first programming language was to develop malware. Actually, there's a video on my channel called How I Got Into Hacking. That kind of explains a lot of why I am so quote unquote proficient in cyber. Yeah, I've been programming since, or basically my first programming language was Visual Basic Script, PowerShell, and Bash. Because people were pranking me and I wanted to get into cyber, but yeah, or I wanted to get into programming, but once I learned those languages, I learned those were like good languages for malware. So that immediately I was like, oh, forget normal programming, let's learn malware. So I just started like diving into malware, and then eventually I started moving out and going to like you know, web hacking and like cryptography and other things. But malware has always kind of been like where I started. So I'm good at this, but if you ask me to do like forensics or something, I have no idea. But yeah, so all we needed is to send this flipping email. It's getting our email, get content from that text file. That's the right file, right? It's not like we got these swapped or anything. If we look at the SMTP, yeah, our email is the X one, and then our password is this other one. Yeah. The password is the UJB. Okay, we're doing this right. And then it gets the IP address. It creates the config file, right? It adds all of this to our rat file. How did you learn malware though? What resources? Yeah. So there wasn't like a book. It was kind of just like learning that these languages are like not only native to the operating system, but for the most part manipulate the operating system. Like if you look at PowerShell, like look at all the stuff I'm doing with PowerShell. Is this PowerShell right here? Yes, this is PowerShell. Like literally if I go onto like my GitHub page, come on Wi-Fi. I'm not even on Wi-Fi, I'm on Ethernet. Yeah, for example, like the ducky logger, right? This is a keylogger I made for the USB rubber ducky. It's completely PowerShell, right? And it's just logging keystrokes. and remotely send those logs to us, the attacker. It's kind of like when you start exploring what the language can do. Like, for example, Python is an amazing language, super powerful, but it's only like native to Linux. You know what I mean? So, which is great, which is why I'm able to create this whole console and everything like that. But for malware, unless if you're targeting like a Linux server that's running Python, it's not going to be super effective. It's just kind of like creativity, I guess. Right when I started building malware, I was like, okay, well, once I started doing research on the languages, they're like these languages are used for malware. So I'm like, okay, well, let's learn how we can exfiltrate documents, right? So then I learned how to move documents with the language, and then it's kind of just like teaching yourself, learning, like Googling stuff. There was no like specific book. If there's resources, let me look at my malware section, see if there's any good resources I can give you guys. Here, like malware development and malware analysis are like very different. So there's some malware analysis stuff, I think. Let me look at Lamb Retired. Like this is a good one, right? It's kind of, this is more reverse engineering focused, but I'll still drop it in here if you guys want like a good forum and stuff. There's also like, isn't it like 0x something? Oh yeah, literally Microsoft documentation. Dude, actually, no, that's the perfect resource. Microsoft documentation. I promise you, this junk is like the best resources you'll ever use. For C++, PowerShell, and Batch, the documentation is insane. Yes, this is the best malware resource you'll ever see in your life. There you go. Best malware resource you'll ever see in your life. There you go. C++ for when you're trying to build, executable code. Java for Java Rats. I know people use Java Rats. And then even like PowerShell. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it does teach you Windows API stuff. But with malware, you're pretty much only going to be targeting Windows unless if you're doing like web malware, in which case it will be using like PHP probably. So yeah, that's like the best resource right there. Windows documentation. It just gives you everything. The thing with like how I learned to develop malware is I was very creative, right? I knew what I wanted to build. I want to learn how to make like some sort of rat, like how I'm doing right now. I want to make a rat. I didn't like buy a book. I kind of just not jumped into it, but I knew enough. And if I didn't know anything, I could just do research. So hopefully, I think that maybe answered your question. If not, I sincerely apologize. But yeah, if you guys have ever, if you guys ever have any questions, join the Discord server and just ping me or DM me. I'm on there all the time, so if you ever want to talk to me, just join the Discord server and hit me up. So, what we need to focus on is when it comes to this SMTP process. This should be working. It's attaching the file. It's all of this works except when like we have the get content from. Is this the same file name? Is that what it is? Like if we go here. No, that's the same file name. Huh. Interesting. When we get content, this, and then, yeah, that's the same junk. All right, I honestly cannot remember if I made any edits to this or not, but either way, we're just going to push it up to the GitHub. Actually, we can Control D for this. So, attempt 3. Let's throw that at there. So if we look at GitHub, if we can't get this working, I might honestly just, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Repositories, only rats. Cool. Attempt 3 is there. So let's go ahead on our Windows version. Run the installer. Let's hope this works. I'm hoping this works. I really am. So it made, like, right there, it made the thingy. It does. I think it's just the emailing process. It's always the emailing process, if I'm being honest. All right, bypasses those automatically. Yeah, I had it not delete, right? So with this, just open with like msrating.dlink. More apps. Can you just open this with Notepad, please and thank you? Why does it have that super weird name? All right, but yeah, it has the right format. Red row. Yeah. All right. So, it gave us the IP address, it gave us the password, and it gave us the file location. Did it send it to us through our email? No, it didn't get to our email. Why? 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 Why is it being so difficult? What we can do is it still on our Windows computer? It is. All right. What we're going to do is open this file alone with code. Please do not open up any other files. Please do not open up any other files. Thank you. All right. What we're going to do is just start adding a pause statement, right? Do we still have our administrative Windows PowerShell? We do. All right. So as soon as it does this, we're just going to do a pause. That's it. This is the most important set of code. Once it can do this, we don't have to worry about anything else. So we are going to literally comment out the rest of the code. Right? The only thing we are worried about is if it can send an email or if it can't. We're not even going to make the... Actually, no, we do have to have this stuff. All right, that's it. If it can send an email, it will work. I'm streaming longer than I typically like to, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. All right. This was supposed to be a separate stream too. I was just like, nah, let's keep going. Let's keep going at it. So let's go ahead and change directories into this place. And then if we do a / on our thingy-majig, thank you, random person, for your spam. All right. Anyways, so if we run this, hello? VDIS, new local admin. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Where is our so new local user. So that's the username. This is the password. Wait a second. Oh, and then this is that. We add the password to here with the random thing. The user create new local. Oh, so this is the secured version of this. And then when we create our admin, oh, wait a second. Did we just not have that? You imagine if that was our issue, we missing a flipping $sign right here, and that's the reason why this whole thing is not working. I'm going to cry. I am going to royally cry. I'm going to... new local admin. There you go. Let's try this again. New local admin is not recognized. Oh my gosh. Why is that not working? Oh, are we doing something wrong? Oh, wait a second. This isn't a variable. It's a function. So we're running our function, detect new local admin on our new username and our new password. New local user. You know what I could do? Let's see if that works. First of all, let's see if this works. Yeah, parameter that matches parameter name. All right, so now it's saying the new local admin section. Gosh, bro, this code, man, this code. I am tired of this code. Let me quickly check something. Let me go on my face. I'm gonna check out the credential files. Yeah, so the credential files are saved in these double quotes. And I think that's part of the installer. So what we can do is I might open this with code. Let me try this in the installer. And let's see if that works. Alright, so let me go back on my screen. Alright, so let's try this. Oh, wait, I ran the wrong thing. Yeah, it's going to rewrite our... No, it's going to rewrite our code. No. No. It rewrote it. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I'm dumb, guys. I'm stupid. Yeah, I rewrote this. Dang. Rip. Alright, anyways, let's get back to this. Let's comment. Yeah, alright, let it do its thing. So what we're going to do is basically all this over again, right? We're going to comment everything down up into that. Oh my gosh. Alright, and then, oh, not this. No. This is good. Control slash. There you go. Because we need this, right? This is the SMTP process. So this should work fine, in theory. All right, cool. Let's hope this works. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to stop streaming because we're approaching a really long time period, and I want other people to be able to watch this. So let's go ahead and did that work? Wait. Was that now? Did that just work? Have we been receiving emails this whole time? Did that work? Yeah, it was part of the install file. Oh, so we finished, y'all. Hold up. Let's add this section. I think this is the exact same thing as our other code, is it not? yeah. So what I'm going to do is I will move this into here in case if we need to do any sort of changes and stuff. But we can delete this and we can go. All right, so I need to go back on my face because we need to get the code from the installer file and put it into our actual installer file. So what did I do? Oh, so I just removed those quotes. Okay, so I go in Visual Studio, SMTP. All right, and then remove the quotes. So yeah, that should be it. And then Sage2 stays the same, I think. Cool. So let me go back on my face. I think we finished it, guys. I think we finished it. So if we look at our Visual Studio code, right? The installer, you guys will just put your email in here, your password in here, and it should work. So let's go ahead and push this up to the GitHub real quick. We'll call this attempt 4 awesome sauce. So if we check our email by the time this is done, we should get an email, and then we can get remote access. So let's run the installer. All right. Now, for the record, the user won't see any of this, right? It's going to self-delete a lot of this stuff too. Oh, I need to make sure the code self-deletes and stuff. But let's just see if it works first, right? So let's let it finish installing, right? It's going to automatically bypass those little registry windows, these ones right here. It's going to bypass those for us. Awesome. So if we check Firefox, let's go. Let's go. We got a freaking file. Hold up. So this is the file that we need, right? So we can save it. And if we go in our terminal, let's move the file here. And if I go to Visual, oh, I need to go to our terminal, right? Control-Shift-X. So if I list our red row rat is here. So if we do our Python 3 main.py with the red row rat and then hit 0, permission denied. Don't worry, you're the best. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I try. I don't know if I'm the best, but I definitely try. Let's go. Okay, so why did it give us a permission denied? Let's do a... Oh, it's because of the key, isn't it? Watch this, guys. SSH only rat at 192.168.1.50. It's going to be like... Wait, so... Oh, is it because the user already exists and we're trying to rewrite the password? All right, so it gave us the email. Why did it say permission denied? If we go on to our main.py, I'm gonna finish this in the next 3 minutes. Let's go. Hyperspeed, full focus. I'm so happy the code finally works. It sends us the file. If we actually look at the rat file, it gives us, this is the password. How do you remove a Windows user? Let's remove Windows user. Wait, hold on, PowerShell. Whoops. PowerShell. Oh my gosh. My typing is terrible. Holy. Remove local user. Oh my god. Remove local user. And then you can just do the name, right? Just remove local user, tech name, only rat. All right, so let's go on our Windows computer, go on our administrative little PowerShell, Control-Shift-V. Okay, name, and then the name of our user is only rat. There you go. All right, definitely going to copy this line right here because we're going to need that. So let's just put it in somewhere. Let's just put it in like our roadmap. There you go. we're just going to throw it like right here for now. It really isn't that important. So now what we can do is go on this file, delete it, and move it to the trash. So now it should be fresh, right? So now if we go on to our Visual Studio Code, our SMTP installer will self-delete. Our stage 2 needs to self-delete these files. So we can uncomment these, and then our other things should work fine, right? Is that those were the only files? Yeah. All right, cool. So that should be it. That should be it. That should be it. So yeah, let's go ahead and delete this test.rat too. We don't need this anymore. All right, so let's push this to the GitHub and test it, because that should be it. So close that. For the record, it's Windows or Linux is going to be weird, because we're going to have to remove that current key thingy-majig. So let's go ahead and git update. I honestly don't remember attempt this is. Attempt, we'll just do 5. You know what? We're just going to say it's 5. Whether it's attempt 5 or not, doesn't matter. What does matter is that we get this code working. So we have our Gmail. We're going to delete this email. And then we're going to go on Cosmodium CS, only rat. Wait. Go back on only rat. So just to check, it says attempt 5. All right. So all we need to do is on our Windows computer, have the installer run. So we'll delete all of this too. All right. So if we run this installer, that's it. My hands go up. The rest is just chemistry and code, hopefully. So it's doing this thing. It's probably doing the SMTP thing now. Creating the users and stuff, and then it's going to delete these files. Hopefully. Come on. All right, it's going to confirm the registries for us. All right, and that was it. So if we go on Firefox, please, Lord, please. Let's go. All right, so we got the file, right? So now you guys doing your thing can download this file, then save the file. So you save the file. Let's go on to our creator. Let's move the contents from our file or downloads into here. So if we list, we have our new redrow.rat file. So if we do a Python 3 redrow or main.py on that redrow.rat file and hit 0, it's going to say permission denied. Why is it giving us permission denied? Permission denied. That's okay. So SSH only rat at 192.168.1.50. The password is in our redrow rat. So this should be the password. Oh, so saying permission denied because we got the wrong password. So what's wrong with the password? Oh my God. I swear. I don't know if I'm gonna keep streaming. I'll leave that out to you guys. Should I keep going? Where's the install? Where is the stage 2.ps1? So when it creates our password, this is the thing, then this, and then it passes this in here. That should be it. That's it. That's all it needs. So when it creates this local admin with this password, this is what should be being. Oh, is it this? DC whatever. Yeah, but that's being written to it. So when we have our all right, so it's a capital YLFBG. Why is that not being accepted? Is it taking the old default password of only rat123? No, it's not. So something's going wrong with the password. Interesting. Should we go the full 3 hours? 6 minutes until, oh my gosh, guys, I have been streaming for 3 hours. Actually, that's not much when I really think about it. I tried to keep the stream shorter so that way you guys can still, be willing to watch it. Because I know not everybody's going to sit down to watch a 3 hour stream. But it is what it is. But if you look at like the early content on my channel, it's all just like live streaming programming. Like I did 12-hour live stream, 50-hour live stream. Yeah, not okay. It wasn't a 50-hour live stream, but it was a 50-hour challenge, and then I live streamed within those 50 hours. So each live stream was like 3 to 4 hours, and then the CTF streams were like 6 hours. So, yeah. So we know this. Okay, I'm very happy the SMTP process works. When is creating this new local admin? Tag password. Oh, is it using? Oh. Is it still using that old? I think we need to delete the user again. No user was found. No username only route was found. Let's go over here to users. All right, I guess so. Are those long live streams easy to do? Yeah, time will go by. Holy, like, to me, it only feels like it's been like an hour, hour and a half max. It's been like 2 hours. It's been 3 hours, almost 3 hours. So yeah, it definitely goes. It's like 8 o'clock for me. Holy, and I started at 5ish. So yeah, they're pretty easy to do. The longer you go, the more mentally tired you'll be because you've been using so much of like your brain energy. You won't be like physically tired, but you'll be like mentally tired. Like it's like annoying to think. I guess that's how I can kind of explain it. Why is it getting this user wrong? All right, so I guess what we can do now is we're going to copy this and create a local admin in our PowerShell, and fingers crossed this will work. So this file right here, we're going to open with code, just this file. Don't open the other files. Don't expose my credentials to the internet. Thank you. So we're going to Control A and replace it with this. And this should successfully create a Windows admin named Olirat. So let's see where it's going wrong. If we go here and then cd into c : user : / users, red row, and then downloads. If we do a / on our PowerShell file, it's going to say cannot be found. Okay, so why is that not working? Invalid argument. Oh, you know what I can do? I'm gonna have to hide my screen. So sorry, guys. I need to go onto my file explorer and see if I can recover this old file. Let's research the MD file. Yes. Restore. Is that going to go into the right section? Did that go into the right spot? I have no idea where that went. Okay, hold up. I can show my screen. Do you guys see a research.md? Perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. All right. So create new local admin, right? It's this section right here. Then tech new local admin. So our $sign new local admin. Yeah. And then if I go over here, Okay. So why is the tech new local admin not working? New local user. Maybe it's because of the way the parameters are set up, like secure string. Gosh dang. Gosh dang, ew. I guess what we could do is like let the obfuscation be a little bit more lenient, to ensure that the like if I kept a name of create new local admin, that is going to be a huge, flare in the freaking code. But technically, if I replace those two with create new local admin, oh wait, let me actually do this in the Windows version so that way we're not breaking anything. But yeah, so if I replace this, Control H, with this, Control Enter, and then if I run this and there's no errors, then I'm going to be kind of confused. So parameter that cannot be found, name new local admin. Alright, like what's going on? Like, are you okay? So create new local admin is the name of this function. But the tag new local admin, yeah. And then there's attack password. Yeah, so, oh, should it be new local user? Maybe that's what I need to do. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm just kind of like trying stuff until it works. Yeah, okay, that worked less good. Less good. Not as good. We're just going to replace the, yeah. Gosh, okay, so now it can't create a user all of a sudden. What happened? It was creating the user perfectly fine before. Now all of a sudden it doesn't want to do it. I don't know why it's trifling. A parameter cannot be found. Named parameter not found. Is it something missing? Like if I open up my research old code here, right, in comparison, right, this is the same function, just in one's obfuscated and one's not obfuscated, right? So we have our new local admin doing this, doing that, begin. Then we have our new local user. So we get the username, the password, the full name. Oh, the full name is $new local admin, which means wait, so new local admin is a variable that we're parsing in. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, no. New local admin's right here. Oh, never mind. You're gonna get it? I appreciate that. I hope I do get it. You should join the Discord server. If you're on Discord, you should definitely join it. It's in the description. Would love to have you as part of the community. I need to figure out why the universe hates me. No, why this is not working. When we're doing this, that's the user, that's the password that's being randomly generated. Right, yes, we have to have that randomly generated password for maybe, gosh, I'm trying to figure out why it's not understanding. Wait, is this our normal code? Yeah, that's our normal code. On our Windows code, it says, you know what we can do? Let's Google the error. Google might be the savior. God knows. Parameter not can be found. Parameter cannot be found. All right, let's do parameter cannot be found. PowerShell. Let's see what shows up. Let's see. PowerShell positional parameter cannot be found. All right. Get item. Accept a bunch of arguments. When these arguments are defined, you can define a position for each of them. This allows you to do stuff. Tag user principal name equals $new name. Add type tag path. Oh, the dash and the hyphen. Oh, is that seriously a thing? Wait a second. Are you serious? Is that like a... Is that like a... Like if I replace that with the... There's no way. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wait, what did it mean? See, now I'm confused. Now I'm confused. Ooh, excuse me. So there's a distinction between the tack and a smaller tack. What? Oh, they're like, there's a difference? Oh, I never knew that. I never knew there was a difference between them. I thought they were the same thing my entire life. I never even knew there was a slightly bigger one and a slightly smaller one. Wait, dashes, hyphens, and minus signs? There's 3 different ones? I am so lost. Oh, wait, so there's a minus. Wow. I feel like I feel like I've just experienced like a severe like revelation. All right. I need to figure this out, guys. We've been streaming for exactly 3 hours and 7 minutes. Oh my gosh. My gosh. I was going to save the second part till like a new stream, but I was like, you know what? Let's just do it now. All right. Add parameter. What the heck? All right. The internet is not being nice with us. $sign object equals new object type name PowerShell object. Tag type name PS object. New object. Oh, so do we just do? Oh, so it should be a space. Am I not including like a space or something? Like, I joined the Discord. Hey, let's go. I appreciate that. I'll definitely check you out once we finish streaming. If I ever finish streaming, I just spent the rest of my life trying to figure out this one bug. When it's creating a local admin, I promise you, like, this worked. I promise it worked. It was working. What happened? Why is it all of a sudden not recognizing this new local admin thing? That makes no sense. It was working before. I rest assured it was. Because we got remote access at the beginning of the stream, right? Okay. Anyways, let's figure out how we're going to do this. Tag full name, tag description, new local user, password. Create local admin, only rats. Then we're generating a random password to here, and then we're adding that with our new local admin. This is the name of this function. And then, so we're running the function just like how you would be running it here. So you're running the function with the tag new local admin, because it has the tag new local admin at the end here. So does that have to do with anything? I don't think so, but it might. So tag new local admin, $ new local admin, which is the username. So $ only rat, and then the tag password of the password. Oh my gosh, it makes perfect sense, but it doesn't want to work. Maybe we should push a new version up to the GitHub. Let's try that. Let's just try alright, let's just do attempt 6. Alright, let's just push all the random stuff that we were doing to the GitHub, and let's go on here, and we'll minimize this. We'll minimize this. Hey brother, hey, how we doing? Let's just run the installer. We'll just run it. We'll just, you know, go shmam. The computer's being a little bit slow. It's probably because I'm streaming. Alright, it's getting, you know, it's malicious code doing its thing, generates the file. It's probably going to email it to us. It probably will. We'll just wait for it to finish, you know, all the bypasses and stuff. I don't know if you guys saw my video on Visual Basic Script and keystroke injection, but that's how it's bypassing these windows right here. That was perfect timing. So let's go ahead and check our email. Right in our email, we should have a new file, and we can download this file, and we can save this file. Then we can go here, rm tech rf our redrow.rat file, and we can move that new file into our directory. So when we list, we have that new redrow.rat file. So if we python 3 our main.py and our redrow.rat file hit 0, it's going to say permission denied because it doesn't. Maybe it's the Python code. Maybe it's the Python code. It can't be the Python code because it's not creating the. Yeah, it's doing this. Like all this works, and that works. There's no problem here. Right, if we look at the redrow dot whatever, yeah, this is the supposed password of our SSH. So if we SSH into the only rat with this password, permission denied. Is the password too short? Is that what it is? Does it need to be longer? I wish I could get my health back, because I'm going through a lot and stay, but I'm feeling better. Good to hear you're feeling better. But thank God I stay well in love. Yeah, man, you gotta do what you love in life, you know what I mean? I kind of made a video about Black History Month the other day, and kind of touched up on stuff like that. But feel better soon. I hope you feel better soon. So for whatever reason, it doesn't want to get that remote access. I think it might be a problem with the password. Maybe that's what it is. So in our installer, where is our stage 2? All right, this is what we're going to do. Oh my God, this is going to be really annoying. I promise this is going to be super annoying. What we're going to do is generate a new random string of text, Control-Shift-C. Unless if we don't have a randomly generated password and we use our default only rat password. It's all right. We'll have a randomly generated one. So only rat, and it does this. So then we can do a $sign this will equal our random text generator, which is this right here. So then what we can do is, how do you append text together? All right, so we're going to make this variable the appended version. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, I just went to the bottom of the file. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We don't need a trifle. So let's make some more random text. So this, this file right here, or this variable right here, will be the combined versions of these two variables right here. So this variable will now be replaced with this. Oh, did I do something wrong? All right. Yeah. So this is the same thing as this. So how do we append whoa, stop, calm down. All right, let me see this. Thanks, dude. I am from East Africa, and I just wanted to make myself and fam happy because I am the first gen. We're in professional field. Got you. Well, that's a good achievement, dude. How do you append strings? I forgot. I literally did it earlier too. Appending strings. I promise you we did this. Invoking expression. Can we just do like $DC this thing plus $OG this thing? Can we just, is that right? All right, we're going to do some quick testing in our PowerShell. So let's go in our PowerShell emulator and PWSH, cool. We will, paste this in here. And then if we just get this, copy this, paste this in here. So if we $sign or WUSUBXMQGY, there you go. It is a random string of 10 characters. Awesome. So this is a new password. So I need to make sure our original password isn't being used anywhere else. So we're not forgetting to include it, like right here. Oh my gosh. All right, so copy this, and we need to replace the second line with the password. Is there anywhere else where we use this original variable? No. Cool. So let's try this. $1 plus $2. Yep, no, you're exactly right. I just, am dumb sometimes, and I just don't pay attention sometimes. That was like, yeah, I am dumb. I am so sorry, people. So let's go over here, cancel this, and update our GitHub. Dang, why is like people calling me for the first time forever? Dang, I'm streaming right now, so I can't call, unfortunately. So update the GitHub. Awesome, GitHub is updated. Oh, my audio cut out. Great. Well, not on the stream in my phone. All right, we're back. Sorry. So much. Okay, let's run the installer again and let it do its thing. The only thing we need to do is the Alt-Y, and that's it. It's going to automatically use keystroke injection, do all the bypassing stuff. It's going to install, it's going to move files around, do its thing without, AV coming in the way and being like, hey, something sketchy's going on. No, there's nothing sketchy on here. It's nothing sketchy going on here. I promise. Just ignore the rat we're installing onto your computer. So that should have worked. And if we go on my email, you can see the new rat file. We can actually download this rat file and go ahead, rm-tech-rf, our current rat file, and we'll move the new one into here. And then if we do our Python 3 main.py and then red row rat, it's not going to work. I know it's not going to work. Yeah, permission denied. Why? Why do you want to not work? Why is that not working? It's because of the freaking thingy. All right, what we can try doing is instead of using a randomly generated password, we can have a normal default password that but the thing is, right, it means that anybody can access your rat if they know the password. So we don't want that feature, do we? No. Squatch, hello, welcome. How you doing, Squatch? I think you need user privs. So no, what we're doing is I did some really cool janky stuff with this. So basically how this works is we have our installer, right? This is the installer. You guys put in your Gmail username here and your Gmail password in here, and that config file that got sent to us will be sent to you, right? So this will basically download our stage1.cmd. Our stage1.cmd gives us administrative permissions, and then running a administrative PowerShell will basically add some exclusion paths, but we'll also download our stage2.ps1 and save it as a random file name that looks kind of sketchy. And we will run this with our administrative permissions, execution policy bypass, and a hidden window. And this file right here is actually our stage2.ps1. So with this, running as an administrative user, running as a hidden window with execution policy bypass, we are basically going to be able to create, hopefully, a Windows administrative user. And this worked for the past week. And all of a sudden, it's just going to be like, oh, I don't want to work anymore. So now we're kind of just dealing with it. I'm good. How about you? I am doing almost good, but this thing isn't working. So now we need to figure out how we're going to get it to work. But we're also like at a 3-hour and 22-minute stream timeline right now. So I don't know how much longer I want to stream. So we need to figure this out. Yeah, it's like 2040 right now. All right, let's see. We can, because if we can fix this administrative problem, the rat is done. You know what I mean? Like, it's not done, but we finished the basis for the rat. So you guys can actually start using it if we can fix this. But once that's done, then we can start adding all of the cool features, right? So then we can start adding like, you know, our escalation abilities, stealing web credentials, stealing Wi-Fi credentials, installing keyloggers, taking pictures of the webcam, screenshots, all of that stuff. We will be able to do that once, you know, this thing does its thing. So here is the password that it gave us. Does that work if we do an SSH only rat at 192.168.1.50, right, and throw in this password? Wow. Huh. Dang, that's wild. Because if we fix this, like, literally, you guys can start using this thing. But until we fix it, we can't. All right, what is the time mark? We're at 3 hours and 24. Let's strive for the 3 hours 30. Can we finish this in 5 minutes? Let's go. Let's do this. So we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about that. There's something going on when it comes to it trying to build the admin account. So what we're going to do is let's format all this code so that way we can start checking out whoops. All right, let's start doing this. All right, I'm literally just oh wait, we didn't include the other thing, so it's not going to work. You guys, we didn't include the other function. So we need to go onto our stage 2 and include this function so it knows what variable names we're talking about. So, oh, we did include it. Never mind. It's just all the way at the top of the file. Okay. Look at me being smart. So we have this going. Great. We have that going. Amazing. Why aren't those going? So let's we can actually get rid of the pause statement down here because this is all it's doing. So let's run this file. The parameter that of the new local admin section cannot be found. What we're going to do is let's go to the original version of that syntax before we obfuscated it. We're going to copy this all the way down. Perfect. And what we're basically going to do is reformat it so that way it works. There you go. So if we are to comment this out, let's comment this out. If we go here, this is uses an unapproved verb. Yeah, so like the create new local admin right there is going to be like a huge AV raise, like eye raiser. Technically, we're already running this with admin privs, so we don't have to worry about it. But, you know, I would prefer it if we could, you know, obfuscate it like I did here. However, the universe doesn't like me, so we need so if we try making an admin user with my birth date, it works. It just works. So let's go ahead and take the, so let's delete this thing. Okay, so let's create this to work again. So let's copy this and we'll replace this. All right. And then what we're going to do in here, I'm really hoping we can finish this. So by replacing this, we can do this tech local admin, tech new local admin. So tech new local admin and then $ local admin. So tech new local admin $ only rat. Perfect. Is there any difference in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have them stored in like, well, oh, is it like the, you know, thingies right here? Like, we don't need those. Can we try that? Was that like erroring it? Erroring it. Whoops. Stop. So let's just comment this whole thing out and see if that works. A parameter new local admin cannot be found. Of course it can't be found. Why wouldn't it not be able to be found? All right, so let's go ahead and uncomment this. So this works, right? Can we just replace our $ new local admins. All right, let's delete this function and just format it so that way it follows the syntax of our new variables. See, look at that. Look at that. Us thinking smarter, not smarter. Let's just, cool. So we'll put this right here. All right. So instead of our $ new local admin that we have going on, we're going to replace all the $ new local admins. Wait, no. $ new local admins. We're going to replace these and replace it with our $ SQ whatever. All right, there you go. So we're going to replace this one. We're going to replace this one. Oh, wait a second. Control Z, Control Z, Control Y. All right, so let's go to the top. So 1 out of 8. Yeah, we're going to replace this one. Oh wait, parameter. Oh, okay. Wait, if the parameter is just a string and then the secure string. Okay, you know what? We'll figure this out. New local admin, new local admin, new local admin, new local admin. This one, and this one. Perfect. That's done. What's next? We need to change our $ password occurrences. So $ password, and replace it with our $ this. So once we replace, we go 1. So replace this, this, and this. And that should mean this will work. So if we cut this out and we, oh, whoops. And if we cut this out, convert this to a secure string. So this means we can cut, let's comment this out. All right. If we run this, all of a sudden it doesn't work because we changed the variable names. So is this something with the variable names that's like, all right, so what we're going to do is try to obfuscate this as much as we can up until the breaking point. Up until like right before we break it. So what we're going to do is change the password. So what we'll do is replace the password occurrences. So replace $ password here, $ password here, $ password here, and $ password here. And then we'll comment this out. We'll cut this out. So that's the user, that gets the random text, and then that's our password that is being parsed in, right? So this is the same thing as the $ password that it's using here. The $ password, perfect. All right, so in theory, that should work. Parameter cannot be found, name password. Oh, do these need to be the names of the variables? Oh, so first of all, we need to change this $. Is that what it is? Oh my gosh. Hold up, guys. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold my beer. So if we replace this, oh, let's, so we're going to replace this with this. So replace, let's go to, if that's what it is, I'm going to laugh so hard. So we need to replace. So all we need to do is copy this and replace this with a tag this, right? And then our password, which is this converted to this. So we need to change. So we need to copy this and then replace this with tag this. And in theory, if we are to run parameter that can be found, new local admin. Oh, this right here. Control X. So let's try this. User already exists. Yeah. So let's go into our thingy right here, where if we go on our roadmap and copy this line, there you go. Awesome. So we deleted the user. So if we run this, let's go. Wait. So. All we need to do is cut this out. And oh yeah, so we can actually replace this create local admin variable, right? Let's go ahead, go in our system here. We'll get a exit. There you go. Get some random text. All right, this should be it, guys. This should be it. Hold up. So on our Windows 10 computer, we can replace this with this. Replace. All right. So if we remove our local rat or our only rat user, and then do this, it creates the only rat user. Perfect. So let's copy all of this, and we're going to go into our Windows or Linux machine. We can delete this. We can literally delete this file, and then we can actually delete this file too. Go to our stage 2, and we're going to basically replace these two. All right, so this, I hate when it does that. Cool. So this will create local admin for us, right? And cool. So we don't need this. We don't even need this. So we need to replace all the times we have this $ whatever with our $ variable right here. Yeah. So replace all of those with this. Replace all. Cool. So now we can just do, whoops, create. I know I'd use it down here too, I think. Crap. I forgot. We'll figure it out, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. What we do need to do is delete this, and then does this do the same exact thing? Create, oh yeah, so we don't need this bottom one, and we don't need this one. Right, so this should work. So Control F. So we use it in here, we use it in here, and then we use it right here. So we need to Add content. Oh yeah, get rid of this create local admin section. Cool. So that should be good. And then that looks good. Convert as plain text force. And then it does this. All right, guys, I think that's it. Let's push this to the GitHub. Attempt 8. All right, so we pushed it to the GitHub. Let's go ahead, close this, and let's try installing it for the final time. All right, hit yes. All right, we can put our hands up, kick back, and relax. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will work. Hopefully, I can only hope. It should send us the email and stuff, bypass the little prompts. All right, cool. So it self-deleted everything, perfect. So if we go in our Firefox, you can see we have our new email. I can delete this old one. Let's go into this and download it. We can save this. Then let's go to our terminal. I'm going to Control L. So let's move that file so that way it is now here. So we have our redrow.rat file. So if we do a Python 3 main.py and then our redrow.rat file and then do a 0, permission denied. Oh my flipping gosh. What is going wrong? Let's look at, bro, I was so hyped. I thought that was going to be it. Oh, let's have it oh, I know why it's not working. Because it has the old user on there already, right? So let's have it delete the user if it's already there. So our stage 2, before it even creates the local admin, it will delete that user if it's already there. That way, we won't have to worry about any troubleshooting issues. So now, attempt 9. Oh my gosh. Hopefully, we can delete this file and we can rm tech rf the redrow.rat file. So if we go on our Windows machine and run the installer, I'm gonna just jump off something if this doesn't work. Man, I am like tired mentally, physically, figuratively. I'm gonna just let it wait. I'm gonna just wait. So bypass. Cool, it's installed. Let's go ahead and go on to a Firefox. You can see we got the email. Let's click on the email. Let's download this. Download. Let's go to our terminal. We'll move all of our downloads into here. So if we list, we see we have our redrow.rat now. So Python 3 redrow. Oh, whoops. Python 3 main.py redrow.rat. All right. Fingers crossed this will work. Fingers crossed. 0, enter, permission denied. Of course. Why would it work? Why would the universe be nice to us? So if I do an SSH only rat at 192.168.1.50, permission denied. All right, we're streaming for almost 4 hours now, and I know nobody's going to want to watch this video anymore. So I think I'm gonna cut it off here. Maybe, like, we can cut this out. Like, if we go to the stage 2, remove local user tech name only rat, and then we create our new user of only rat. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna end it off here. I think that we have tackled this enough, and yeah, hopefully I can get this. I'll probably work on it for a little bit longer once I finish streaming, but yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. It's literally so close to being the initial part of it being done. So we'll be able to, if I can get this like local admin account thing working, then we'll be fine. Then it will work. Then we will be good. That then we can just start building out the modules and, you know, have fun from there. But until then, until the universe stops sitting on me, I'm going to end the video or the stream here. Appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for checking in. I'll probably stream again like tomorrow or something. But it was awesome watching your stream. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about malware or cybersecurity, anything like that, DM me on Discord. I'm always happy to answer. Good luck. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. I will try to stream tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you guys will be notified when I start streaming again. But yeah, stay happy, stay positive, and as always, happy hacking.